Hi, welcome to Dark Politics Tarot. My name is Nick, and today I'd like to look more closely at the Nancy Guthrie disappearance. Now, I read in my membership, during membership, I read on this, and we got some answers, but I want to look more into what are we missing? That's what I want to ask. What are we missing in the Nancy Guthrie case? But first I want to just ask about the personality of the killer. Can you show me what is this person about, the actual killer of Nancy Guthrie? Can you show me this person's personality, traits, and perhaps why they did this? And I'm using my Oracle of Black Enchantments by Deviant Moon. They're very big cards. Nothing's jumping. Show me the personality of the person that killed, well, maybe she's not dead, the person who took Nancy Guthrie, Savannah Guthrie's mother. Can you show me the personality of the person who took her away from her home? Okay, this makes sense. So these cards are not named, so I just look at the pictures of them. So there's a devil there, and he's taking away 3 people, or he has control over them. So this is a person who loves control. Interesting. Show me more about the person who abducted Nancy Guthrie, Savannah Guthrie's mother. That's all in the news right now. What is the personality of this person who took her? Okay, this is what I thought. This is a card of somebody bringing into the asylum by monks, and only he can see the demon sitting there, so they think he's crazy. So this gives me a general of what I thought was going to be about this person, that he's really unwell. It's not the person that we saw at the door on camera, or whoever, it might be more than one, whoever took her. The main person is really unwell. Okay, and there was some kind of an agreement made here. There was some kind of an agreement. Okay. So those are the oracle cards. Now I'll move on to, I'm going to look at the Deviant Moon deck because it's very diabolical what's going on here. So please show me the person who took Nancy Guthrie, Savannah Guthrie's mother. Please show me the personality, who this is. Show me more about this case, about this person or persons that abducted her, took her away from her home, and possibly unalived her. Okay, another agreement card. This is someone that was in communication or some kind of an agreement with someone else. Somebody with money. This is the Ace of Pentacles. Show me the person that abducted Nancy. King of Wands. So a person, there's a person in authority that paid for this. I keep getting that. I've gotten that. I've been reading on my own. I haven't put it on YouTube. And I read from my membership about this. And what I'm noticing here is the man with the beard. Now, I didn't want to go there. I didn't want to think that it was anybody in her family. But the person who actually did the work, I think, is already gone, has left the country. So they're not here because I read on it this morning and I got the same thing, that they had already fled. So there's somebody in power that paid someone who's very unstable. They fled the country. Oh, this one jumped out. And it was a scheme. The Ten of Pentacles. This is usually a card of generational families. Somebody who may have been the head of the family. That's the overarching energy. It looks like a scheme, and now they're hiding out. The Hermit card. Show me the person who actually... Show me the person. Can you tell me where they are, where they went to? Did they go to the west? Did they go south? Did they go east? Where did they go? If you can add that in. Knight of Swords. Very aggressive person, took aggressive actions. And I would say they, you know, I was kind of thinking they might have gone south since Arizona is close to the border, but with this card, it's kind of showing me northeast, which is odd. This one just jumped out. They are a Page of Pentacles. So somebody in need of money and a worker. This was a worker. Did he know the house? Can you show me? Was he ever in the house before? Did he know Nancy? Had he worked for her? Who was this person? The Three of Cups. Somebody in her circle. So he's been around the family, I think. But maybe not a friend. Maybe she barely acknowledged him. And the Eight of Swords falling out of a window there. Not a good person. Let's go down to the table. Okay, looking at this reading, it's pretty clear of what they are about. Like I said, this is a person who likes control, controlling others. They're a bit crazy, or they're seen as a bit crazy. And they made some kind of agreement to do this for somebody. Then we have them again with the agreement card, the Two of Cups. So they made some kind of plan. They wanted money for it with the Ace of Pentacles. A person in authority is at the base of the reading. So somebody hired this person to do this. They have escaped. I'm going to look more into this card with some clarifiers. They escaped. They had a plan, and the plan didn't really work out for them. So now they're in hiding. This is a very aggressive person. You know, this is the running with scissors card. This is a very aggressive young man. Knights are younger men. But he has an immaturity about him. He's also a worker. So he's mechanical. He knows how to maybe fix cars, fix things around the house. That's the type of work I feel he's in. He has been around the family. I feel like he has been there. He's been watching. I don't know that he's not in their circle, I don't think. This is the one that took her away. And now they've the plans unfolded and it didn't go well. So he's on the knife's edge. He's about to fall out a window. They're about to catch this person, I believe. I'm just going to clarify the escape card, the Six of Swords. So just, if you can show me, where did he escape to? Okay, here's the home. That looks like the Guthrie home. Very nice home. Where did he escape to? I had the Mother card, the Empress, upside down. So this is kind of explaining what he did in the home. He created a lot of chaos inside a home. and possibly an ending. Okay, this is just really explaining it. I'm asking, where did they flee to? Are they still in the area? Did they leave the country? Okay, this would suggest that they didn't leave the country, but they're gone enough where they're not being seen, as far as I see with this card. They're not being seen, they're laying low. Here's another king. I kept getting kings in the first readings I did for myself on her. King of Swords energy, the one that pays them. Again, the Six of the Eight of Cups, a leaving card. Where did they leave to, though? Now, they had to move across water, I believe, because both of these cards are moving across the water. So I feel like it was move across the water. This could just be near water, near a lake. Obviously, Arizona doesn't have, they have tons of lakes, I'm sure, but it's not like, it could be towards the ocean. It could be towards California. And then we have the Justice card. So Justice, I believe the feds are following. They're on to this person, another king. So I feel like the feds are on to this person. Let's ask another question. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the my Hallucinations deck, the Oracle cards, and pull out 3 oracles. I want to know, what aren't we seeing in this situation? What's missing? What aren't we seeing in this case? Okay, we have the ghost lore. So we're not seeing, I don't know, that looks like a community of women. There's something about women here. And I saw that in the last oracle cards. They were controlling women. And salvation card. So from someone, they're looking for salvation. They're looking for someone to come and save them. This big demon-looking thing is going to the church and looking for some kind of salvation for what they've done. Okay, so something with a church, something with wanting forgiveness. So I don't think what happened to Nancy, I don't think they were expecting that. And so maybe they're praying. And then the joyride. Okay, I think there's more than one person involved in the so-called abduction, kidnapping. I think the person that did the damage was along for the joyride. We're getting paid to do this by someone. They weren't intending those dark results from happening. I had to get out my Trionfi Della Luna deck, also by Deviant Moon. All of these decks are. They look like this on the outside. So what don't we see? What are we not seeing in this case? Please tell me what we're not seeing. What are we missing about this case? 2 cards came out. Who holds the money? Who did this for the money? Who wanted to get paid for this? And then we have the upside down star came out. I don't usually read reversals, but in this case I am. So somebody who maybe wanted to be around fame, wanted to be near fame, Savannah Guthrie. They were close to the fame. They could just feel the money, but it was just out of their reach. And the devil, up to no good, up to the worst that could go wrong. They're really depraved. I think whoever's the head of this, because this is talking about the one in charge, the Five of Swords come out, the abuse of power. So somebody with money or proximity to money, feeling like they're just near the money. They're just so close to it, but they can't get it. And then we get the Ace of Wands, which is like, I'm taking this as a club over the head. Somebody got hurt. Show me who's in charge. What are we not seeing? Let me keep to the question. What are we not seeing here? In this case, the King of Wands. We got that before. So King of Wands, another one with a beard. Three of Wands. They made a plan. This was the plan. What are we not seeing in this case? What don't we see with the Nancy Guthrie case? What are we missing? The Hanged Man. Somebody had to get thrown under the bus. Somebody had to sacrifice in order to get what they wanted. Things happened very suddenly, maybe out of their control, but they had to decide to make a sacrifice. And the Knight of Swords again. The very aggressive young person, young man. Okay, let's go down to the table. I think the ghost lore is kind of like somebody is thinking about crime in a way that they see in a movie. So it's like the folklore, the ghost tale, the abduction tale of how they think they've seen it played out on screens. But the reality here is it ain't all cracked up to what it's supposed to be. You think it's going to run smoothly? No, it's not. Then we have, this is the Salvation card. Somebody looking for forgiveness. And somebody who went along with the ride. So I think that's the young criminal is now praying, asking for forgiveness. It could be the main theme though, but I think what the Hallucinations deck here is describing the person who did the deed, that they were going along with this whole scene. They saw things in the movie. They thought it was going to be easy, but it didn't turn out as planned, and things went wrong, and now they feel like they have to ask God's forgiveness. And I think these cards are speaking about the person who controlled the whole situation, the diabolical person that paid for this, the person with the money. But to me, it's talking about, I'm seeing it with these three cards, the King of Wands. This is talking about the person with the one who paid for it. They were in proximity to Savannah Guthrie. They saw all the wealth she had, and they wanted a piece of it for themselves. They're diabolical in nature. They don't have the best thoughts or deeds in mind for others. They're thinking all about themselves. How can they get ahead? How can they be the wealthy person? How can they be famous? Or just how can I have the great life that Savannah has? Then we go to the Five of Swords. So they abuse their power over Nancy. This is the abuse of power over her. They decided, maybe you're not kicking off as soon as I'd like, and I'd like to have the money for your house if I sell your house. That kind of thing. And I'm saying this because I kept seeing the man with the beard I kept seeing the Emperor card, and it's like an older man. And this one really wants the money. So he was looking at Nancy as a money bag, and perhaps they asked Savannah for money and she didn't give it. So they thought, we're going to take things into our own hands. We're going to hurt Mama, right? But they didn't, I don't think they meant it at all for her to be harmed. I think it was a scare tactic. They're, showing the club, we're going to bully you to give us what we want so we can have our own independent wealth. They didn't want to be seen, though, I don't think. They didn't want it to be known that it was them. Things went wrong with their plan. They had the whole plan. You go in, abductor or rough her up or something. Make her afraid. Maybe they wanted to move her into a retirement home. Make her afraid to live alone. They had a plan for this. I don't think it was to get rid of her, but the plan went wrong. It went upside down. So then there was a sacrifice with the hanged man. It happened all very quickly, and it was at the hands of somebody who was very aggressive, who was paid for by the man in charge. What other questions do I have? Okay, so I'm just going to ask Spirit. I'm going to ask Nancy with the cards. Who did this to you, Nancy? Was it someone in your family? And I'm using my, what are these cards again? This is the Crow Tarot. Okay, someone trapped her. They held her. Who did it? Was it someone in your family that had the ultimate plan? Judgment's going to come for these people. Who did this to Nancy? Was it someone in your family? The World. Two major arcanas. The Judgment would say no, but the World card is a yes card to me. The Hanged Man. Wow, there's all these major arcana. The Hanged Man, the sacrifice. So she's really trying to express that they thought if they could just sacrifice her, Wow, the Fool. It was literally a foolish thing to do. That's the overarching energy. And then the 10 of Pentacles came out again. So it was over money. But can you tell me, is it someone in your family? Perhaps your son-in-law. Perhaps your daughter. Can you please tell me? Seven of Cups. It was really confusing. Knight of Pentacles, a younger male. Maybe it was, I don't know, they have a kid, I think. The son-in-law and the daughter. I think they have a son. I'm not sure of that, though. And this is all for entertainment purposes only. It's only my opinion. I'm playing around with cards. And then we get the 10 of Cups, the happy family. So you thought it was a happy family. You thought your family ties were strong. Okay, let's go down to the table, and I'm going to pull more cards. So they thought here, she thought her family was strong. She thought they were happy together. Someone young, though, in the family might have been in trouble. Because there's a lot of there's a lot of things up in the air. There's a lot of delusional thought going on here. So I want to just clarify. We have her trapped. We have the Judgment card coming out. Underneath we have the completion. So I think the world is a completion, completing a cycle, a life cycle. It was foolish action with the Fool. It was done for money. Absolutely for money. I was just looking at that and I pulled out a card. It was a plan made to get money. For what? For building a new structure, for maybe staying in a home. They took this action, this heavy-duty action. They went at it aggressively. Show me this. I'm very curious about the Knight of Pentacles here. Show me the Knight of Pentacles. Please clarify. Who was this Knight of Pentacles? Was it a grandson? Someone very heartbroken. Somebody very depressed. Somebody thought if they just had a new plan, they could get ahead. It's all very murky, though, with the Moon card here, the mystery. I don't know why this is such a mystery. I'm not getting a yes or no on this. A young person that did something surprising. Let me just clarify the Strength card, which is the outcome card. So, was this someone in your family? Can you tell me? High Priestess. It's a secret. There's something secretive going on in this family that we don't know about. And the Tower. Everything's out of control. There was some kind of argument, secrets going on that caused this explosion. Justice. I really feel justice is coming very soon because it kept coming out. The Judgment card is crossing. Show me the Judgment card. Please clarify the Judgment card. This one jumped. Prosecutor. The Feds. With the Four of Pentacles. So they're on it. Somebody's really worried. So I'm sorry they're not that clear. You know, they're not giving an answer. Not giving an answer if it was a family member. But I suspect it was somebody around the family. Somebody who saw Savannah Guthrie as somebody that they could intimidate and then ask for money. The plans went awry. So maybe it's not the son-in-law. I didn't get a total yes on that. I don't want to condemn anybody. I really didn't want to do this reading for that reason, because I thought it's unfair to really call this out when they could be totally innocent. But that's all I have for now. I hope this opened up your awareness a little bit about what's going on. There's no set answers in tarot, but we can look at the situation and gain a little bit of behind the scenes. And I think we got a little bit of that with this reading. So thanks everyone for watching. Please give me a like, hype, subscribe, and I'll talk to you all soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.